So now it's my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Ann Lay. Dr. Lay is a published researcher and speaker in numerous scholarly journals, textbooks, conferences, and radio talk shows. She earned her Bachelor of Science in Neuroscience, Pre-Law and Pre-Med at Baylor University. She has a Master of Education in Special Education and Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership from Sam Houston State University. And faculty, she's proud of you. I've been hearing stories, just so you know. Dr. Lay holds additional certifications as an education diagnostician and principal. She was recently named a 2023 Distinguished Educator of the Year by Sam Houston State University's College of Education. As the Tomball ISD Administrator for Special Education and Behavior Discipline, Dr. Lay brings a unique approach to supporting students, families, and staff members. Beginning June 1, newsflash, she begins as Assistant Director of Special Education at Willis ISD, which is amazing for that school system. Her knowledge and expertise in the identification and implications of disabilities has led her to adapt the restorative practices for students with disabilities and those who have language barriers and cultural differences. One of her most impactful accomplishments was the creation of restorative toolkits. These toolkits are grounded on calming approaches modeled from play therapy, whole child, and best practices in education. Graduates, you're going to hear something you like. I present your commencement speaker, Dr. Ann Lay.
Thank you, Dr. White, Board of Regents, Sam Houston administration, staff, and faculty. This is an absolute honor, and I want to thank everyone for allowing me to be a part of today's conclusion of your chapter and also the commencement of the next chapter in your life. Graduates, today is one of the most symbolic events of your life, one that blazes the trail for the rest of your life. It is a time for us to reflect on the sacrifices and accomplishments of the past and on the hope, excitement, and responsibility of the future. Now, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge a special group of people here with you today. They have supported each and every one of you along your educational journey and also contributed to the excellence and reputation of Sam Houston State University's mission to prepare students for meaningful lives and careers as adept professionals and thoughtful, engaged citizens. Up there in those stands are people who showed up today to celebrate your commitment and dedication towards achieving this honor. Let us thank not only the friends, family, and important people in your lives who showed up, but also those who are at home unable to attend, and those who are no longer with us, but have undoubtedly influenced your life trajectory. For it is also their sacrifices, relentless encouragement, and let's not forget, financial contributions towards your achievement. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, I'm going to be honest, I have felt a lot of pressure from the moment that Dr. White called and asked me to be today's commencement speaker. The weekend prior to that, I was here at the Lohman Center accepting the 2023 Distinguished Educator of the Year Award. So I was still riding on cloud 9 when my office phone rang and Sam Houston State University showed up. And I really thought they made a mistake and they realized that and they were going to take the award away. Now, I don't remember all the details of that conversation that I had with Dr. White, but I remember thinking, why is the president calling me? And then I was looking around in my office, trying to find some hidden cameras because I thought it was a prank. I also remember responding to Dr. White with, what? You want me to do what? Are you sure? And so let's just say I didn't instill a lot of confidence in that moment. And so after I hung up, I was sure that Dr. White regretted calling me, so I, in all my awkwardness, decided to make it worse. My paranoid, anxiety-driven, very type A personality decided to write her an apology email. And I did. Well, I'm still standing here, so she did not fire me. But seriously, you're probably wondering, well, who is this person? And what can she tell me that I have not already heard from my parents, professors, Siri, Google, Alexa, Twitter, you name it? In short, I am a version of each and every one of you here today. We each are an all-encompassing system of our memories, experiences, relationships, values, feelings, and thoughts. Our sense of self is dependent on these unique collectiveness of these aspects. But one thing is certain, we are who we are through the choices we make and what we want to become. Now, I have spent majority of my life afraid of failure, of disappointing, of not living up to someone else's expectation. Now, this notion is deeply rooted in the fact that I am the daughter of 2 immigrant parents who risked their lives fleeing the Vietnam War, spending several months in the open sea with hundreds of other escapees with little food, little water, and little room to move around. And years after, in fear of being captured and returning back to a life that wasn't really a life. It's really hard living up to that. The idea that I owed this life of mine to a life and death decision that my parents made. So every decision I made growing up were ones I thought I needed to make in order to repay them for their sacrifices. Until I realized that I was a stranger in my own life. And it was as simple as me wanting to go to college. As hard as it was to make a decision that wasn't aligned to theirs, I had to, not out of ungratefulness or disrespect, but to honor their sacrifices and the duty to live the life that they meant for me to have. Because ultimately, what is the purpose of them fleeing the only life that they knew, if not for the freedom of choice? The freedom for their future children to be able to have a choice. And how lucky we all are to be able to have choices. So go forth and choose. Choose what your life narrative will be. Do not settle on just being a passenger, because if you don't live your life, and if you don't drive your life, life will drive you. So with that, I want to focus on one thing, because we all experience this, no matter what age, race, years of experience, or where we are in life. Everything we want is on the other side of this, and that is fear. Do not let fear drive your life decisions. Do not listen to the "I'm not strong enough," "I'm not ready," "what if I fail?" But what if you don't? There is always a possibility of failing. Too many people take the conservative safe route. That is fear disguised by practicality. You can fail at something that you don't want, so why not take a chance and go for what you love? Now, fear is going to be a player in your life, but you get to decide how much. And when you are nervous about stepping outside of your comfort zone, know that it may be scary, but that's because it's the unknown, not because you're incapable. Now, you are here graduating with a degree from the College of Business Administration and the College of Education. You are the pioneer of consciousness and intelligence. You are a fresh ripple in a vast ocean of possibilities into a world that's hungry for new leadership, new ideas, and innovation. Allow nothing to obstruct the light that shines through you. You have the capacity and the readiness to do beautiful things in this world. So be bold, take risks, and believe in yourself, because this Bearcat family believes in you. When you walk out that door today, you will only have 2 choices when faced with difficult decision, and that's to love or fear. And I leave you with a quote by John Lennon. When we fear, we pull back in life. When we love, we open to all life has to offer with passion. Evolution and the hopes of a better world rests in the fearlessness and open-hearted vision of people who embrace life. So always choose love. Always choose to believe in yourself. Thank you, and let's get you graduated.